Hey everybody, I'm Justin with VMP Performance, and today I want to talk about 2020 Shelby GT500 versus the new C8 Corvette. There's been a lot of controversy, a lot of talk on the internet comparing the two cars, and I'm just going to tell you right now, they're not comparable for a bunch of reasons. We at VMP have a ton of experience with the old GT500. I have been racing them, modifying, tuning them since August of 2006 when the cars first hit the street. So we are very excited about the new GT500 that's coming out, the 2020. This whole C8 Corvette thing, really awesome that we're gonna have a domestic mid-engine performance car, but I just don't feel like they compare at all. The internet is really doing the wrong thing trying to compare them. So I have my own deep-seated beliefs, but they are based on a plethora of experience at this point actually just about 20 years in the performance modification and tuning industry, over 15 years of tuning experience. That's what we're going to talk about here in this video, so let's get to it. The new GT500 is a 5.2 liter engine. It is based on the Coyote, which first came out in 2010. It's a bad mofo. We have been tuning on them, racing them, and modifying them since they came out in 2010. You know, we always get on the bandwagon early. That's how you do good stuff. As far as the GT500 goes, it's a platform we're already incredibly comfortable with. And, you know, there might be a lot of information out there. We may have already have upgrades planned for the car. We may already have tuning support for the car. So, a lot of stuff that's not hard. Now, this C8 Corvette deal, Chevy got their something in a wad and decided they were going to lock down the ECU. What? I mean, this is an enthusiast vehicle, and you are going to lock people out of the first, what is often one of the first mods, because, I mean, let's just be honest. Factory tuning with all of its torque limiters, speed limiters, extremely conservative rev limiters. Even in testing, a lot of the OEMs run their engines significantly above the factory rev limiters because there's power to be had and various other things. So Chevy is not going to let you tune the 2020 Corvette. And to be honest, the aftermarket is going to have a very tough time cracking the encryption, and it's going to be very expensive, as is the case with some of the new Chevy diesels and the new Chevy trucks that are coming out. With the new C8 having this lockdown encrypted ECU, I heard that, Chris, it'll fit 2 golf bags in the trunk, right? Yep. To me, you know, it's basically good for going to the golf course and playing golf. You know, if you can't reprogram the ECU and do all of the mods to make more horsepower and the required tuning to support all of that, then that car is just basically good for car shows at that point. So, sorry, but that's how it is these days. You've got to get into the ECU, you've got to reprogram it, you've got to tune the cars right for the modifications, and that is how we are able to double, and in the case of the Track Attack video, triple the horsepower on a stock Coyote engine. I have no doubt we are going to be able to get huge gains out of the 2020 GT500, but the C8 Corvette, Chevy just kind of gave the aftermarket the big FU, and really, they're basically making it a dead end for their consumers. So I know which one I'm gonna pick, and I suggest if you're a true enthusiast and you really are into modifying and racing and making a lot of horsepower, that you pick the right vehicle too. The GT500 is a car that is gonna get out there, be modified, do stuff. I mean, that's what it's all about in our industry. Yes, the OEMs, Ford, Dodge, Chevy, are producing some awesome cars, but what we do is just take them that much further. I look at the new GT500 and I'm just like, so much potential. Factory supercharged Coyote with a 2.65 liter TVS supercharger on it. Our own Track Attack car, which is in the shop right now, we pushed it to 1141 rear wheel horsepower with the VMP Gen 3R 2.65 liter TVS. And it is currently getting a 5.2 block, and it's even gonna have some of the special touches from the GT500 in it. We got some head gaskets and some other technology that's spilled out of that program. I expect well over 1200 rear wheel horsepower from a Coyote-based engine with a 2.65 liter TVS. So the new GT500, just tons of potential. Yes, the DCT transmission and the IRS are going to be a limitation in drag racing, but if you can make a number on the dyno, we can get the rest of the drivetrain to work. It's already got a really bad arse cooling system from the factory. Ford did a great job fixing all the cooling issues with previous GT500s. I'm not so worried about that, except for when we take the boost and the horsepower up, then we're gonna have to continue to upgrade the cooling system. These are just some of the things that excite me about the new GT500. The C8 Corvette kind of puts a kibosh on that based on the ECU being locked. I mean, certainly you can do wheels and tires. Can you even lower the C8 Corvette? I mean, it's got all this fancy MagneRide suspension and this GPS-based height location stuff. Do you need to? Do you want to? But like, just stuff like that. The first things that people do to their cars to personalize them, the OEMs are trying to do from the factory. And they're taking a lot of the essence out of the hobby and out of the sport of buying these awesome cars and then personalizing them and modifying them. And at the end of the day, I think why people modify their cars is because they want to have the better car than their neighbor or their friend or the person next to them at the track. And that's kind of what it's all about. Good old competition. And as soon as you do stuff like lock down the ECU, you really limit it for your customer. And if you're not doing things right by your customer, then why are you doing them at all? So that is my very jaded view on the 2020 GT500 versus the C8 Corvette. And the results are going to play out here in the next couple of months as these cars start to funnel into the hands of consumers and tuners like VMP. So I know who's going to win the horsepower race, and it's going to be the GT500. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like this video, throw some comments down below. We would love to talk about this topic more, so give us some questions, some ideas. There's, like I said, the wheels are turning in my head. We're already working on 2020 GT500 upgrades. I can talk more about that if you're interested, but for now, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I will see you next time.